Well, g'day, it's Jono Brake here with Monday Myth Check Disc Edition. And today we're talking about different types are incompatible when we look at the disc profile. And I want to call that out as a myth because it is. At the end of the day, different disc types working together. I've seen them work really well together. And disc gives us a language to kind of make that more effective and more efficient. So if I believe that different disc types don't work well together, and one of the common ones can be the dominant and the stabilizer, but if I believe they don't work together, then I'm going to create a whole bunch of people in my team that are just like me. And so the first thing when we look at the fact that we shouldn't have different types on a team, remember we're proving this is a myth. The first thing we look at is the fact that, we create the same. And the big trap that I see people fall into is they hire people like them. I was working with some businesses way back where, we brought in, they were stabilizers, they were very, very nice people, all that sort of thing. And they kept hiring nice people around them, not people that would challenge and stretch them. They finally brought a guy in who did challenge and stretch them. And it was wonderful to see them rise to that challenge. Now, we're going to have a culture around this. We're going to have a way we do this. We're going to have a way the processes are challenged. We're going to have a way that we deliver on things and how we handle meetings. But it's not necessarily going to be your way. And your way is not necessarily the best anyway. So that's point number one in terms of if we just believe it's just, if we just have the one group of people. The other thing is we just create an echo chamber. Quite honestly, if we just have people like us, we create an echo chamber. We create a business that's way too dominant, maybe for our customers to handle. We create these things that maybe it's too soft, maybe it's too nice, maybe it won't confront anything, whatever it might be. And so these can be some of the challenges, okay? So when we start to think about, this idea of we shouldn't have different, like a mix of profiles on a team, then what we start to also understand is, as leaders, we're never challenged to be self-aware. Okay, as a team, even, we're not challenged to be self-aware. That's a real problem. The whole point of this DISC workshop I've launched, the whole point of a language like DISC, is to give us a baseline language on how we behave so that we can create a conversation across the team, right? If we're all the same, there's nothing to learn. Or maybe there's a lot to learn. It won't work out. Look, at the end of the day, it probably won't work out. Because you're going to need a stabilizer in there. You're going to need the conscientious folk. You're going to need some influencers. You're going to need the dominant to take charge. You're going to need all these things. So it's knowing what the strengths are, but it's also understanding what gaps you have. Okay, so the action you can take today. I want you to come and sign up and join my DISC workshop. There's a fantastic assessment that comes with that'll tell you a lot about DISC, a lot about yourself in terms of how you behave in those moments, and give you some language. Maybe challenge a couple of your teammates to come and join you and do it together, work through the workbooks together, work through the conversation together and the videos. And then you can actually book each person can book a 15-minute session with me. So if 3 of you do it, you're welcome to book 45 minutes. And we can talk through on what it means for you, what it means for your team, and even opportunities that you might want in terms of ongoing coaching through DISC, and how do you bring conflict through DISC? How do you build productivity? How do you all these things that you need to do in leadership? How do I coach? How do I guide others? How do I build a high-performing team? DISC is just a language to help us do that, okay? It helps us give something that we can talk to others about. So I'd really want to encourage you to come and do that workshop. Get in touch with me and we can talk through that. And if there's a further journey with you and your team, if you want to go that way. I'm coming to you today live from Mount Ainslie in Canberra in the ACT in Australia, covered in bugs. And it's the first real summer day they've had for the summer season here coming into Christmas. And but you've got Canberra right behind me. It's a beautiful city. It's where I spent a lot of my formative years in terms of business, and I was a lobbyist here. It's our federal capital. But come and check it out. It's a beautiful city. I'm Jono Brake. As always, enjoy the journey.